going to try to do that. Jesus said, of that day and hour knows no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. Understand, when Jesus was on the earth, before the crucifixion and resurrection, he himself didn't even know when that time was going to be. Understand, before the crucifixion and resurrection, he didn't even know. But understand, there are signs. Jesus told the disciples, when you see the fig tree with the trees that are blooming and ripening, you know that harvest is almost coming. It is coming. You can look at the sky, he says, and you can tell whether it's going to be rain or whether it's going to be nice. You can see the signs of nature, Jesus said, but you don't discern the signs of the times. There are signs that we can know. There are signs that we can know. What are some of these signs? What are some of these signs? Well, signs as Israel is a nation. Church, understand, in May of 1948, these folks, these Jewish folks that had not had a homeland for over 2,000 years, once again settled in Israel and started a nation again. Ezekiel chapter 37. There are signs. Israel is a nation. That just doesn't happen. Nowhere. There's been no other country, no other people group that, not having had their own home for so many years, so many centuries, so many decades, once again become a nation, become a people. Oh, then there's another sign I would give you, is that of Russia, militaristic Russia. Always seen back in the mid to late early 90s that the communism fell. We thought that that everything was over, that quote, we had won. Militaristic Russia, they're not dead, folks. They're not dead. They're not dead. Militaristic Russia with its designs on Middle East. Designs on Middle East. You ever notice Middle Eastern terrorists don't mess with Russia? There's several reasons for that. I'm not going to get into that here. Several reasons for that. Militaristic Russia. This designs on the Middle East. We see that. That's scriptural. Ezekiel 38 and 39. Oh, the world is getting ready for the Antichrist. So many problems across the globe. So many problems, and yet there just doesn't seem to be an answer. Of course, I know there is an answer, the only answer that there is. In fact, I heard Billy Graham talk. I pulled up on Facebook and was scrolling through some old Billy Graham clips, and found an old black and white where he talked about, it must have been during an election time, and he filmed out, it was an old black and white clip, and talks about as much, just coming up to the elections and everybody trying to decide what to. I thought, man, how apropos what that is. And he talked about, they're coming up to election, but he says the only answer is Jesus. The only answer for America is revival. And it's still the truth, church. It's still the truth. Oh, the world's getting ready for the Antichrist. They're rejecting God. And in rejecting God, they don't seem to find answers. They're looking for answers, but they're looking in all the wrong places. Antichrist is coming. And there's a sign in nature there our Lord talks about. Matthew chapter 24, verse 7, he tells us, and there will be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in various places. Church, understand, that alone ought to show us, ought to tell us, there are more earthquakes now happening this year within the last 6 months than has ever happened before. In various places, all over the planet, earthquakes are taking place.